there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cloud Tank once again, and this is another part of the video of testing out the Wurlitzer Americana 2 Wurlitzer 3210 that I informed last time that this machine does not have the right control center in it whatsoever. So, but I'm just over here, and it's pretty much summertime, and the mosquitoes are all over the place right now. So if I shake the camera a little bit too much, I'll probably swatting at mosquitoes or something. But anyways, I decided to work over here to see if I could try figuring out what's going on with this machine. So I got the circuitry set up so the switch now works like it's supposed to, according to the wire diagram. And of course I can't use the diagram that's in here whatsoever. I have to use this one, of course, because this, like I said, this is meant for the previous model. This is what this is for some odd reason. I'm not just sure if these things were just interchangeable, like some Seabergs and their amps, but there's really not too much difference, other than there's a lot fewer. Actually, there's a lot more stuff in this unit, this control unit here, compared to the previous model, or the model after this one. The one that they after this one here, that's originally used for the model 3210, there's a lot fewer components. This one's got a whole lot more involved in it. So, but anyways, I discovered that something is working in here, so I'll go ahead and demonstrate that real quick. And if you can notice right there on the camera that the turntable platter is spinning, so it means something is working. Just not just exactly what's all going to happen after this, so. But at least we have a positive spot right here that the motor actually does work, the turntable, so. And of course there's nothing clamped in there at all, so. But at least we got this far. Now, I'm not too sure if there's actually anything that's missing particularly, because there's a lot of empty space and some plugins down below, and some of it seems like it was options, which could be used for the actual 3200 and not the 3210 model, which this is a smaller selection jukebox, so I have no idea, but let's give this a whirl to see. Maybe the trip might work, I don't know. Nope, there's no trip whatsoever, so I'm assuming the mechanism is supposed to be moving, but for whatever one's controlling the mechanism that's kind of control the control arms down here and stuff is not working. So only the wires to the motor is working, but not to retract the arm that's going to take the record and put it up to the platter, and you know how that goes. Right now I'm trying to see what's all going on here. Let's take a look in the back. I'll bring the camera with me here. Bear with me. Okay, as you can see, there's the motor, there's the idle wheel, the belt going to the platter, there's the clamp system. So, like I said, at least we had something going on. But now the next thing we have to figure out is the motor down below, which there's a motor, for what I can tell, down here that's supposed to run the mechanism, which is this guy that's sitting here in the dark right there, as you can see. Possibly. I'll see if I can get my finger pointing. See? You get right there. There's this motor right here, and I'm assuming that he's going to be running the mechanism part here, because I tried turning him before, and it's kind of hard to, since all the grease on here is so freaking hard. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just like really thin or just really gunky. So this thing would actually need a lot of serious cleaning before it functions right. Well, anyways. Yeah, there's going to be a relay that's going to be missing here, because apparently for the, if I remember correctly, I think this thing does not have to have this, but there might be a relay that needs to be here, so I'm not too sure. So, but anyways. Down here in the dark, which I wish I had my lights with me, there is a total of 4 plugs down here. Only one has a dummy plug, which looks like has no wires attached, except for a little bit of paint in it, like someone painted it for some reason. On top of plug sockets 3, 2, and 1 have absolutely nothing in it. It's just empty. On the side here, we have a total of 2 dummy plugs involved. We have one for LP program, what it shows here, and there's another one for, let's see, top tunes, it says, which I'm not sure if that's right, but there's so much rust down here on this, it's kind of hard to translate what it's saying here. But anyways, there's all those, and there's this reset switch that's sitting over here, and I'm still in the dark. But there's a reset switch right here, which I don't think this is working, because this seems like it's really broke. So I'm thinking that it's going to have to be replaced on top of this plug that's sitting here on top. Then they got 2 extra wires over here in the front, which go well to the top, which I think they have to go to the other parts of the jukebox here. Kill these damn spiders. Spiders like to live in this house severely, so. Well, anyways, this is what we had so far, yeah. So, we got the motor that's spinning on top. Just gotta figure out what's gonna be up with the mechanism, so. So, I'll let you know when I get any further. Okay, this is in for another part. I did not get much further on that motor whatsoever, but according to the diagram, I have something to do with some relays, so I'm thinking there's something wrong here. But, first things first, I removed the 2 backstops, which is both on this side and on the opposite side. There's supposed to be 2 here. The second one would be sitting over here, but they're both been removed, so I'm going to have to take them home from my actual house, not here. Put some maple jelly on it, and see if I can get all the rust off of it, because there's so much rust on there that the backstops are just completely seized up. And I'm going to have to replace one of the springs on one because it's shot on it, so I'm going to have to see if I can replace it once I get it movable again. And I'm going to have to figure out what the tension would be and where I could find some new springs. Not sure exactly how people determine the springs on this, but I'll have to find some website or whatever and find out, see what I can do. But anyways, the carousel, since the backstops are now gone, and they were both seized up in locked position, so this thing could not move whatsoever, but now, since they're gone, the carousel can now move freely with no problems. So now, if I'm going to use any of the arms that lift the record off the carousel here onto the turntable platter up here, this thing would have to be lined up perfectly by hand now before it'll work. So, and the whole sort of thing is synced with the stuff that's down here. So, let's see. I'm not sure exactly what this thing's going to do now. I just turned the unit back on, so I went and checked out the relays here, and they all seem to function like they're supposed to. So relay 1 here, I'm not sure exactly where it goes, but if I trip this one manually here, it stays on permanently when it comes up with the buzzing sound, which I'm not sure exactly what it's going to, so I did not figure out what the sound was, but I don't want to leave it off for too long. For the second relay here, relay 2 went to the coin box, which is, well, credit establisher, should I put it. It goes there. For this one here, I'm not too sure exactly where it goes, but this is only just a 12-volt relay I threw in here, so. And right now, relay number 6, still dead as a doornail, so somewhere in the sequence, for any of the for the circuit that's complete up here, that's supposed to help run the Mac motor here, is completely dead. So I would have to, at some point, take this entire unit out of the jukebox. Whenever I get to that, I'm not too sure, but I'm going to work with this. I'm going to have to work with this guy here first, the Seabird here, to see what I'm going to do. So, but that's where I'm at right now. So the carousel, like I said, is now free to do whatever. Motor, I tried jumping this motor right here with a train transformer on both Vario and on DC, since I'm pretty sure it's got to be DC current, and I get absolutely no response. The only thing I get is a magnet. Enters the outside coil charge, but no sense of motion whatsoever. So I'm assuming that this motor has to be dead, or it needs a little bit more juice than just 12 volts. I'm not too sure. Some people might point me out that that's a completely bad idea or whatever, and I'm pretty much just going to test options here. I just don't really care, because even if this motor worked, I'm not even too sure if it even does. It probably wouldn't matter anyway. So, but that's where we're at this point in time. So, but we know that at least the turntable motor works, so that's a plus. It only kicks on, of course, when one of the switches here or up here is in play mode, which I'm not too sure exactly which relay would be that trips it, but pretty sure it has to be somebody up here. It could be this guy here, possibly, that could possibly trip. So, but yeah, so that's where I'm at now. And pretty soon I'm going to have to tear this apart, because one of the caps right here, which you can kind of see from the light, it's all tore up. I'm going to have to replace that, or at least get one that's better looking anyway, because it might be dead, but I don't know. I don't even know what's all dead on this, since this thing here was a cluster. So, but I'm assuming that everything is going to be okay in here now, for now, until something else comes up. So that's it for the moment.